officer explaining the circumstances surrounding the police-involved shooting last night that claimed the life of a 12-year-old. Police say the young boy fired at them, and one officer was struck in the face and eyes with shards of glass. Action News reporter Eliana Gomez is live at police headquarters. Eliana, what are the details on this?
Well, Jim, police are telling us that these officers involved in the shooting were in plain clothes, but they were also wearing their vests and their badge when they were shot at last night.
Remember that. These officers were in plain clothes. Very important detail.
It's a sad situation all around, with members of the community wondering how a 12-year-old boy got his hands on a semi-automatic handgun in the first place. A 12-year-old boy is dead, shot in the back and killed by plainclothes police officers in South Philadelphia Tuesday night.
Little Italian kid, man. Out there playing with guns. Being a tough guy. If you know anything about Philly, Philly has a rich history of the Italian mob, the mafia. And they have a lot of homegrown. I'm talking about no privilege. Y'all like to talk about privilege. No privilege, Jack. Glacier gliders down there, man. Many of them Italian. This little kid played as y'all say, he played a dangerous game, and he got a dangerous prize.
A 12-year-old boy is dead, shot in the back and killed by plainclothes police officers in South Philadelphia Tuesday night. Police say Thomas Sedario shot at officers first. The shooting was captured on a doorbell camera near 18th and Barbara. You hear one initial shot, then four more. Police say the four officers were in an unmarked car investigating some questionable social media posts about a stolen gun.
As they're pulling up, they see these two juveniles on bicycles on the corner right there, and one of them clearly has a handgun. At that point, they turn on their emergency lights in their vehicle, begin to exit, and shortly thereafter, this kid fires a shot right into the rear passenger side window.
The other juvenile, a 17-year-old boy, was arrested and then released.
So a 12-year-old hanging out with a 17-year-old, shooting at the cops.
Rear passenger side window.
The other juvenile, a 17-year-old boy, was arrested and then released. We caught up with his stepfather, who says his son was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What I heard was, when the cops was up in the unmarked car, they thought somebody was jumping him because they slammed on the brakes. And that's when the kid shot because he thought somebody was going to shoot him.
Okay, you heard that? You heard that? Now this is a Middle Eastern. This is a Sand son man. So his kid was the other kid, the 17-year-old. So, you hear that though? Plainclothes cops pull up, skirt, hop out. The 12-year-old thinks, oh my God, it's Philly. I'm walking around with a gun for a reason. Who these guys? They about to shoot me. Let me shoot at them first. No protest. There will be no protests. None. And you know why.
We caught up with his stepfather, who says his son was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What I heard was, when the cops was up in the unmarked car, they thought somebody was jumping him because they slammed on the brakes. And that's when the kid shot because he thought somebody was going to shoot him.
Action News obtained this video showing the aftermath, where officers were pacing back and forth while they waited for an ambulance.
My dad went outside and he seen the little boy on the floor. They carried him into the truck, and then the ambulance came and they put him back there.
If this would have been in the stand, she would have been crying and carrying on like she knew that little boy for 80 years. Why they keep doing this to our kids? Justice for little Tommy Sedario.
My dad went outside and he seen the little boy on the floor. They carried him into the truck, and then the ambulance came and they put him back there.
Neighbors say Siderio was a troubled kid. He was reported missing when he was 11 years old, but was found 2 days later.
They definitely wouldn't have been able to say that if it was a son teen or son preteen. That son preteen could have had 84 bodies and 77 arrests. And you wouldn't have been able to mention it without being called a racist. This little kid ran away for 2 days. He's a troubled teen. Well, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, look what happened to him, but still, they wouldn't be able to do this if this was a son teen.
Neighbors say Siderio was a troubled kid. He was reported missing when he was 11 years old, but was found 2 days later. And Philadelphia police sent out a memo to its officers today who might have sustained some trauma from last night's shooting, going on to say, quote, while it may seem that our officers are constantly under fire, please know that the bulk of our community members are on your side. We're live outside the police administration building tonight. Aliana Gomez, Channel 6 Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Aliana.
New details developing today after Philadelphia police shot and killed a young boy. Police have identified 12-year-old Thomas Siderio as the person who was shot by officers last night. It happened around 7 o'clock on Barbara Street. And there are a lot of questions tonight about what exactly happened. Kelly Rule joins us live. And Kelly, you have surveillance video and you spoke with some of the boy's relatives.
She and I did, and they tell me he attended the George Sharwood School. They're obviously still trying to process this. His mom says they are now working with an attorney, and they do not want to publicly comment.
I got on the floor. I was on the floor, and I was like, oh, God, like, what if one comes through the window?
Look at all that privilege, man. Just oozing with privilege. The fact that we can't compete with these people without crying about some privilege that they got is shameful, man. And this is most of them, man. This is the most majority of them. Gwyneth Paltrow and Elon Musk and the NBA owners, and as of most of the glacier gliders in this country is on this side of the spectrum, man. Still can't compete, man. God, no.
I was on the floor, and I was like, oh, God, like, what if one comes through the window?
A back wall of a house and 2 cars on small, tight-knit Barbara Street in South Philadelphia still had bullet holes Wednesday. A neighbor's surveillance video captured the chaos the night before. You can see a Philadelphia police officer pacing and appearing to hold his eye. Police say 4 officers in a car were shot at, and police returned fire, fatally striking 12-year-old Thomas T.J. Siderio once in the back, seen in this picture provided to Fox 29 by family. Neighbor Maureen Flacco witnessed the aftermath.
I could see his face. He had his hood on. That will never go out of my head. No matter what the circumstances, he was still a child. To me, he was a baby.
Philadelphia police say 4 officers assigned to a Southwest task force dressed in plain clothes and in an unmarked car were in the area just before 7:30 Tuesday night for an ongoing gun investigation.
And that's the stuff that pasty liberals and sisters don't be knowing about the police. All these investigations that's going on while you in your bed sleeping, man. While you going nighty-night, when you watching Little People Atlanta or Housewives of LA or some shit, or Netflix or something. These cops is out doing investigations, man. There's some social media posts, man, about some kids bragging about a stolen gun. So they went to go check it out, man, and try to get that stolen gun off the streets, man. While you was, in your bubble bath, man. While you was on the phone, sweet talking with your ex-con boyfriend and shit. They out there getting guns off the street, getting They out there running into little 12-year-olds with automatic handguns, so you don't have to run into them.
Were in the area just before 7:30 Tuesday night for an ongoing gun investigation when they spotted Siderio standing with a 17-year-old police wanted for questioning.
I can tell you that there were social media posts that initiated the investigation into a gun investigation in that area. I'm not able to say at this time that they were his postings.
Police say they drove towards the pair with emergency lights on and heard gunfire and the rear passenger window shatter. Shards of glass hit one officer in the face and eye, but no one was injured. Police say 2 officers fired towards Siderio, who still had a gun on him. One followed him and fired 2 more times, striking him once in the back.
That doesn't mean that he was fleeing and that there was not a gun being pointed towards or in the vicinity of the officers. I'm just putting out and making it clear that we don't have a definitive determination at this point of everything.
Where are they getting these guns from?
It's called the black market, man. You might have heard of it, man. Where you get a lot of legal stuff from, man. You know? Where you think they get it from, man? They buy it from people who selling illegal guns, man. You ain't never seen a mob movie or a hood movie, and you ain't never seen, like, these people be, where are all the guns coming from? Like, they just dropping out the, where you think they coming from? The black market. Gun runners. Gun dealers. Steal them, or they steal them. They buy them on Facebook. These little kids are buying guns off of Facebook, or they stealing them out of people's. They going around checking cars at night, breaking into cars, hoping to find guns. Tons of ways they get guns.
Where are they getting these guns from?
Now, police say Siderio's semi-automatic handgun with a laser was stolen. They did confirm they are looking into his social media, but would not say whether or not they've had contact with him in the past. Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw also released a statement saying this will be a fair and thorough investigation, and did say, in part, quote, "We all should be questioning how we as a society have failed him and so many other young people just like him."
Yeah.
Okay, so our police lieutenant here, he says, kid was running away, man. So, you know, look, there may be some legal things. The family got a lawyer. But there won't be no protest like it would if it was a Sun team, man. If Sun team, man, it'd be, you'll see a family standing at a podium with 18 to 25 people that they just met that day. Activists and advocates. Sharpton to show up, Crumpler show up, Myson and Tamika Mallory and Lee Merritt, Killer Mike. Just be 20 some odd people at the podium. And the mother looking around like, hey, man, I didn't know y'all cared, man. Myself would have loved to see all you rappers, man. When he was alive. But this is Italian kid, man, so, you know, they gonna handle it legally. You ain't gonna hear nothing about it in the news. You might see a blurb of it in the newspaper one day down the road. That's it. Little Italian, little Italian glacier gone, man. That's it, man.